Alright, buckle up, because we're about to toss everything you think you know about happiness out the window. My name is, well, it doesn't really matter, does it? You're here because you're looking for something more. You're tired of the constant pressure to be relentlessly positive, to chase that elusive state of perfect happiness, and to pretend everything's sunshine and rainbows when, let's face it, sometimes it just isn't. This book, A Counterintuitive Approach to Living a Good Life and Finding Happiness, isn't about telling you to smile more. It's not about empty affirmations or setting unrealistic goals. It's about something far more powerful. Understanding that a good life isn't about avoiding discomfort, but about choosing your discomforts wisely. We've been sold a lie. A lie that says happiness is the default state. A constant stream of good times and flawless achievements. The reality? Life is messy. It's complicated. It's full of setbacks, disappointments, and moments where you just want to crawl into bed and hide. And that's okay. In fact, embracing those moments is the key to unlocking a genuine sense of fulfillment. This isn't your typical self-help book filled with platitudes and sugar-coated advice. I'm not going to tell you to manifest your dream life by simply believing in it. Instead, we're going to delve into the uncomfortable truths. That you will fail, you will be rejected, and you will experience sadness. But it's in how you choose to respond to these inevitable challenges that truly defines your life. Think of it like this. Everyone wants to be a rock star. They dream of the screaming fans, the sold-out stadiums, and the endless adoration. But nobody talks about the years of practice, the countless rejections, the grueling tours, and the constant pressure to perform. The rock star life isn't just about the glamour. It's about choosing to endure the hardship for the payoff. A counterintuitive approach to living a good life and finding happiness will teach you how to stop chasing the myth of perpetual happiness, accept that life isn't a Disney movie, and find joy in the messy, complicated reality. Choose your struggles wisely. Not all problems are created equal. Learn to identify the struggles worth fighting for, and let go of the ones that are draining your energy. Embrace your flaws. You're not perfect, and that's perfectly fine. Stop striving for an unattainable ideal and learn to love yourself, warts and all. Take responsibility for your life. Stop blaming external factors for your unhappiness and start taking ownership of your choices. Find meaning in purpose, not pleasure. Lasting happiness comes from working towards something bigger than yourself, not from chasing fleeting moments of gratification. By the end of this book, you won't be magically happy. You'll be something far better. Resilient, grounded, and equipped to navigate the inevitable ups and downs of life with grace and strength. You'll understand that true happiness isn't about feeling good all the time, but about choosing your values and living in accordance with them, even when it's hard. So let's dive in and start unlearning everything you thought you knew about living a fulfilling life. Get ready to question everything. Get ready to be challenged. Get ready to embrace the uncomfortable truth, because that's where the real magic happens. Alright, listen up. Let's talk about something huge, something that's holding you back from feeling truly alive, the myth of the good life. Seriously, how many times have you seen it? That perfect picture plastered all over magazines, Instagram, TV. The gleaming house, the perfect family, the unbelievable job, the non-stop smile. They sell you this lie that happiness is a destination, a flawless state you can reach if you just try harder, buy more, or become someone totally different from who you are. Bull! Bucky! This whole idea of the good life being some kind of perfect dream is total garbage, a massive steaming pile of it, and chasing that illusion? It's a huge waste of your precious time. Why? Because it's unattainable. Life, it's messy, it's bumpy. It's got potholes the size of small cars ready to swallow you whole. There will be screw-ups, there will be heartbreaks, and trust me, there will be days that make you want to crawl back into bed and never come out. And that's okay. The problem isn't the problems themselves, it's our reaction to them. We've been brainwashed to believe that a good life doesn't have problems. So when they inevitably show up, we freak out. We think we're failing. We think we're doing something wrong. We think we're just not good enough. This sets off a cycle of self-doubt and anxiety, making you even worse. Think about Alex. Alex always felt this immense pressure to appear perfect. A's in every class, top athlete, perfect relationship plastered all over Insta. Guess what? Alex was miserable. The constant pressure to maintain that facade completely crushed Alex's spirit. Alex's anxiety was a dark cloud. Alex was afraid to fail, afraid to show any weakness, afraid to be human. Here's the truth bomb. Perfection is a lie. It's smoke and mirrors. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you can start actually living a life that's worth living, a life that's real. The good life isn't about being perfect. It's about accepting your imperfections. It's about embracing the chaos, learning from the failures, and finding joy in the journey, even when it's hard. It's about being authentically you, flaws and all, and loving yourself anyway. So ditch the perfection, toss the glossy magazines. Unfollow accounts that make you feel inadequate. Let go of the good life myth and get ready to build a real one. A life of purpose, meaning, and maybe even, dare I say it, happiness. You got this. All right, champions, let's get real. Chapter 2 is all about diving headfirst into the stuff we usually run screaming from. It's called Embrace the Suck, Why Discomfort is Your Best Friend. Let me tell you, this isn't some wishy-washy, think happy thoughts kind of BS. This is about the gritty, the uncomfortable, the downright awful. Because guess what? That's where the magic happens, baby. Seriously. We're bombarded with this idea that life should be easy, painless, always enjoyable. Advertisements promising instant happiness. Influencers flaunting perfect lives. It's a lie. Real life has rough edges. It throws curveballs that smack you in the face. Think of a time you really struggled with something. Maybe learning a new skill, battling a health problem, or dealing with heartbreak. Did it suck? Absolutely. Did you want to quit? Probably. But what happened when you kept going? You grew stronger, wiser, more resilient. Discomfort is your gym. Those awkward conversations, those challenging projects at work, those times you push yourself even when you really don't want to, those are your weights, people. Each time you face them, you build mental muscle. Let's say a guy named Tom wants to run a marathon. He dreads those early morning training runs. His legs ache, he's tired, he wants to just stay in bed. But he gets up anyway. He embraces the suck of those hard runs. And guess what? Eventually those runs get easier, relatively speaking, and he builds the stamina, the discipline, and the mental toughness to cross that finish line. It wouldn't happen without embracing the discomfort, without pushing through the suck. Avoiding discomfort is like wrapping yourself in bubble wrap. You might feel safe, but you're also preventing yourself from experiencing anything meaningful, from growing, from living a truly vibrant life. So, ditch the bubble wrap, embrace the suck, and get ready to become the strongest, most awesome version of yourself. Because let's face it, the magic lies in not avoiding the pain, but tackling it head on. Alright, champions, let's get fired up and tackle something huge that's holding so many of you back. The social media trap. Specifically, the soul-crushing act of comparing your inside to everyone else's outside. Listen up, because this is important. Social media is a highlight reel. A carefully crafted, filtered, and photoshopped version of reality. People show you their vacations, their gourmet meals, their perfectly posed families. They don't show you the arguments, the bills, the stress, the self-doubt. Think of it like this. It's like watching a movie trailer. Do you see the boring parts? The scenes where nothing happens? No! You see the explosions and the kisses and the car chases. Social media is the trailer of people's lives, not the full movie. Mark, a friend of mine, was totally caught in this trap. He'd scroll through Instagram, looking at fitness models with their six-pack abs and perfectly healthy meals. He'd then feel terrible about his own progress, even though he was working out regularly and eating relatively healthy, comparing his journey against others. He was comparing chapter 1 of his workout journey to someone else's chapter 100. Of course he was going to feel bad. The problem? You're comparing your raw footage to their final cut. You're seeing their best moments and thinking they are indicative of an entire lifestyle. You're seeing a polished facade, not the messy, complicated reality underneath. So how do you break free? First, acknowledge it. Recognize that what you see online isn't real. Be critical of what you're consuming. Ask yourself, what is this person really showing me? What are they not showing me? Secondly, unfollow accounts that trigger negative feelings. Finally, and most importantly, shift your focus inwards. Start focusing with your own goals, your own progress, your own life. What do you want to achieve? What makes you happy? Focus on that. Celebrate your small wins, no matter how insignificant they seem. Stop comparing. Start living. Your life is your own movie. Start making it blockbuster. Get out there and make it amazing. Okay, here we go. Buckle up, because we're about to drop a truth bomb that'll change your life. Chapter 4. The Power of Enough. Redefining Success on Your Own Terms. Hey you! Yes, you! Are you chasing your tail trying to get more? More money? More stuff? More likes? Let me tell you something, friend. It's a never-ending race you can't win. You know why? Because more is a moving target. Think about it. You get that new car, that fancy promotion. How long before you're eyeing the next model, the next step on the ladder? It's like a sugar rush, exciting for a moment, but leaves you crashing and craving more. This chapter is about ditching that toxic more mentality and embracing the radical idea of enough. What does that even mean? Enough, for you, is a spot where you are content and peaceful. Not settling, mind you, but choosing contentment. Redefining success, not by society's crazy standards, but by your own values. We are only content when we are fulfilling our core values. Let's get practical. Picture this. Tim works constantly, chasing the next big deal. He has the fancy house, the prestige car, but he rarely sees his kids, is stressed out all the time, and feels constantly empty. Is that success? Now imagine Maria. She works a job she enjoys, that pays her bills and allows family time. She doesn't have it all, but she has enough. She has time for her kids, her hobbies, and her own well-being. Who lives a more successful life? It's obvious, isn't it? Enough is about asking yourself the tough questions. What really matters to you? What brings you genuine joy and satisfaction? Is it money, material possessions? Or is it connection, creativity, making a difference? Once you know what truly matters, you can start building a life around that. You can say no to the things that don't align with your values. You can stop comparing yourself to others and start focusing on what you need to thrive. So find your enough, define it, and live by it. That is the way to be truly successful. Don't wait any longer. Let's do this. Let's find the freedom. All right, let's get fired up. You ready to talk about failure? Yeah, that thing everyone avoids like the plague. But listen up, friend, because I'm about to drop some truth on you. Failure isn't the end. It's freaking feedback. Chapter 5. Failure is feedback, turning setbacks into stepping stones. Think of your life as a video game. Seriously, you wouldn't expect to beat the final boss on your first try, would you? No way! You'd get your butt kicked, analyze what went wrong, tweak your strategy, and try again, right? That's exactly what failure is. Gameplay! So you messed up. You bombed that presentation, maybe you lost a big client, or your business idea flopped. It stings. I get it. Allow yourself a minute to feel it. Scream into a pillow, eat some ice cream, do whatever you gotta do. But then, boom! Time to shift gears. Instead of wallowing in self-pity, become a detective. Ask yourself the tough questions. What exactly went wrong? Be brutally honest. Don't sugarcoat it. Did you not prepare enough? Were your expectations unrealistic? Did you ignore warning signs? Write it down. Get it all out. The key is to identify the actionable takeaways. For example, let's say your blog post didn't get much traffic. Instead of just saying, "I suck at blogging," dig deeper. Maybe your headline was weak, your content wasn't engaging, or you didn't promote it enough. These failures have valuable insights. Once you've identified those things, use failures as building blocks. Turn them into knowledge bombs. Every misstep is a lesson in disguise, waiting to be unwrapped. Implement the changes and watch for the amazing outcome. See, failure isn't a full stop. It's a comma. It tells you to pause, adjust, and then keep moving forward. So embrace the suck. Because on the other side of every failure is valuable success. And that success might be beyond your expectations. All right, champion, let's dive into Chapter 6. Own your mess, embracing vulnerability for deeper connections. Listen up, because this is huge. We've all been there, right? trying to project this perfect image, airbrushing our flaws until we're practically unrecognizable. We think showing our weak spots will push people away. Wrong. Dead wrong. The truth is, vulnerability is not weakness, it's freaking bravery. Imagine a statue, perfectly sculpted, flawlessly smooth. Impressive, sure, but also kind of boring, right? Now picture a piece of pottery with a slight crack, maybe a touch of imperfection from the potter's hand. That's where the character is. That's what draws you in. It's the same with people. Think about it. How do you really connect with someone? Is it when they're boasting about their achievements, or when they're admitting they screwed up and learned something from it? Connection happens in the mess. It's when we see the real, unfiltered person behind the mask. Let's say there is a guy named Alex, is always trying to be the strong one for his friends. He avoids talking about his problems, always puts on a brave face. Then, one day, he cracks. He tells his best friend he feels overwhelmed and insecure about a new project at work. Guess what happens? His friend doesn't judge him. Instead, he shares a similar experience he had, and they bond over it. Boom! Deeper connection forged in the fires of vulnerability. The key here is to understand the difference between vulnerability and oversharing. Vulnerability isn't dumping your entire life story on the cashier at the grocery store. It's being honest and authentic with the people you trust, the people you want to build genuine relationships with. It's about sharing your struggles, your fears, and your insecurities in a safe and supportive environment. It takes guts, no doubt. It feels risky. Exposing your flaws feels like opening yourself up to judgment and rejection. But I'm telling you, the reward is worth it. When you own your mess, you invite others to own theirs. You create a space for honesty, empathy, and real, meaningful connection. So ditch the mask. Embrace your imperfections. Be brave enough to be vulnerable. Because in the end, the most beautiful relationships are built on a foundation of authenticity and acceptance. Go out there and show the world your real self. You might be surprised by what happens. All right, superstar, let's talk about something that's going to change. Your life. It's the art of saying no. Think of your time and energy like precious jewels. Would you just hand them out to everyone who asks? No way! You'd protect them, right? That's exactly what we're doing here. Saying yes to everything is basically handing out your diamonds for free. Why is no so hard? We're wired to please. We want to be liked, helpful, and avoid conflict. But guess what? Constantly saying yes leads to burnout, resentment, and feeling totally drained. You end up doing things you don't even want to do, all while your own dreams are gathering dust. It's a recipe for disaster. Imagine Tom, a guy who always gets pressured into joining committees at work. He hates meetings, but he's afraid of disappointing his boss. Now, he's stressed, overwhelmed, and his own projects are suffering. That's the yes trap. No is not a dirty word. It's a complete sentence, people. You don't need to apologize, make excuses, or write a novel explaining yourself. A simple, clear no is powerful. But if you do want to soften the blow, and sometimes that's helpful, here's the magic formula. The CARE method. Clarify, I understand you're looking for help with the fundraising event. Acknowledge, I appreciate you thinking of me. Refuse. Unfortunately, I won't be able to commit to that right now. Exit. Optional. But good luck with it. I know it will be a success. See? Respectful, clear, and you haven't sold your soul. Practice makes perfect. Start small. Begin saying no to little things that drain you, like agreeing to watch a show you hate with someone, or taking on an extra chore you resent. Each no is a muscle-building exercise. With each one, you will grow stronger. Prioritize you. What are your goals? Remember that amazing side project you've been wanting to start? That book you've been meaning to read? That guitar you have been meaning to learn? Use your time wisely. Every no you say to something that doesn't align with your values is a resounding yes to yourself. Stop wasting your time on unwanted activities, events, and requests. Start building your future with no. You've got this. All right, champion, let's talk about something huge. Detaching from the outcome. You hear that? Detaching. Listen, too many folks get all twisted up in knots worrying about what if. What if I fail? What if I don't get the promotion? What if my business flops? What if? What if? What if? It's a never-ending cycle of anxiety. And guess what? It paralyzes you. It stops you dead in your tracks. And nobody's got time for that. The truth is, life throws curveballs. Sometimes you swing and miss. Sometimes the wind changes direction. You can't control everything, and trying to is a recipe for misery. But here's the secret, the golden nugget. You can control your actions. Think about learning to ride a bicycle. Were you focused solely on riding like a pro on day one? No way! You were probably wobbling, falling, scraping a knee or two. But you kept getting back on that bike, focusing on the process, balance, pedaling, steering. You focused on the doing of riding, not the perfect outcome, right? And eventually, boom, you were riding. Let's put this in everyday terms. Imagine you're aiming for a promotion at work. Instead of obsessing over the promotion itself, the title, the salary, the prestige, shift your focus. Focus on mastering your skills. Focus on building strong relationships with your colleagues. Focus on consistently delivering excellent work. Focus on showing up and being the best, most problem-solving version of yourself. That is the process. See, when you pour your heart and soul into the process, the outcome tends to take care of itself. And even if you don't get the promotion this time, you've built invaluable skills, strengthened your network, and grown as a person. You're still winning. Now, I'm not saying don't have goals. Goals are important. They give you direction. But don't let them become your master. Focus on doing the work. Fall in love with the process. Feel the joy of progress, one step at a time. Detachment isn't about indifference. It's about freedom. It's about saying, I will give it my all, I will put in the effort, but I will not let the outcome define me. So go out there, attack the process, and watch amazing things unfold. You got this! All right, champ, let's get fired up. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where you evolve from robot to rock star. We're diving headfirst into Chapter 9, Question Everything, challenging your beliefs and assumptions. Listen up. How much of what you think is really you? I'm talking deep down soul level you? Probably less than you think. Most of us are walking around on autopilot, running programs installed by our parents, our schools, our culture, programs that might be totally outdated and, frankly, holding you back. Think of it like this. You're driving a car with a GPS that hasn't been updated in 10 years. Sure, it might get you somewhere, but it's probably going to take you the long way, through traffic jams, and maybe even lead you off a cliff. Your beliefs are your GPS. If they are outdated, they are going to take you the long way or somewhere you don't even want to go. So what's the fix? Simple. Question everything. No sacred cows. No blind faith. Ask why. Dig deep. Don't just accept what you've always been told. Example. Let's say John grew up hearing, money doesn't grow on trees. He internalizes that. It becomes his reality. He constantly stresses about money, even when he has enough. He's afraid to take risks, afraid to invest, afraid to even enjoy what he has. But what happens when he asks, is this really true? Maybe money doesn't literally grow on trees. But what if he starts to view it as a resource that can be cultivated, grown, and invested wisely? He might see it's not about never having enough, but about managing it effectively. He suddenly opens up new options. Start small. Pick one belief that feels heavy, that feels limiting. Maybe it's something about relationships, success, your own potential. Ask yourself, where did this belief come from? Is there any evidence to disprove it? Who would I be without this belief? What would I do? Is this belief serving me or holding me back? This isn't about becoming a cynical rebel. It's about taking control. It's about building your life on a foundation of your truth, not someone else's. It's about freeing yourself from limitations you didn't even realize you had. Ready to explode those limiting beliefs and build something awesome? Let's go! All right, champions. Let's talk about something that freaks everyone out. Uncertainty. Chapter 10. Accepting uncertainty, living authentically in a constantly changing world. Listen, friend, if there's one thing life guarantees, it's that nothing stays the same. Trying to control everything is like trying to herd cats with a fishing rod. Frustrating and ultimately pointless. The world is a swirling vortex of change, and clinging to what you think you know is a recipe for disaster, disappointment, and a whole lot of stress. Think of it like this. You're planning a picnic. You check the weather app 10 times. You pack the perfect sandwiches. Then, bam, rain! Do you throw a tantrum and ruin everyone's day? OR. Do you grab an umbrella, find a covered spot, and make the best of it? That, my friend, is the key to accepting uncertainty. Authenticity comes from accepting the dance of life, even when you don't know the steps. Don't base your happiness on future what-ifs. Someone expects a promotion. They work hard, they're qualified, but someone else gets chosen. They could wallow in pity, thinking things will never get better. OR, they could see the situation honestly. Maybe this is the opportunity to use for something big. Remember that you can't control everything, and that's okay. It's liberating. Focus on what you can control. Your attitude, your effort, and your response to whatever life throws your way. Embrace the unknown. It will make you stronger, more resilient, and a heck of a lot more authentic to who you truly are. Don't be afraid to rewrite your plans when life shifts beneath your feet. The best adventures often come from unexpected detours. So take a deep breath, step into the unknown, and trust that you have what it takes to navigate whatever comes next. Now go out there and rock your uncertain world. Alright, champions, let's talk about something huge disguised as something small. Small wins. You know how sometimes you look at a goal, like writing a book, learning a new language, or even cleaning your garage, and it just feels impossible? Overwhelming? Like climbing Mount Everest in flip-flops? That's because you're focusing on the summit, the finished product. Sure, that's the ultimate destination, but you don't get to the summit by teleporting. You get there one step, one breath, one small victory at a time. Think of it like this. Eating an elephant. Gross, I know. And please don't actually eat an elephant. But the point is, you can't swallow it whole, right? You have to break it down into bite-sized pieces. Those bite-sized pieces are your small wins. Instead of focusing on write a 300-page book, focus on write 500 words today. Instead of learn fluent Spanish, focus on learn 5 new Spanish phrases this week. See the difference? It becomes doable. Celebrating these tiny triumphs is crucial. Did you write those 500 words? Boom! Treat yourself to a coffee, a short walk, a high five in the mirror. Did you learn those 5 Spanish phrases? Awesome! Play your favorite song, call a friend, give yourself a pat on the back. These small celebrations aren't just fluffy feel-good moments. They are fuel. They release dopamine in your brain, which reinforces the positive behavior and motivates you to keep going. It's a reward system that you control. Let's say Tom wants to start a business. Instead of getting bogged down in the grand scheme of become a millionaire CEO, he focuses on smaller, achievable steps. First, creates a business plan. Celebrate. Second, securing funding. Celebrate. Third, launching his product. Celebrate hard. Each completed step, it's a victory. This keeps Tom motivated and makes the seemingly impossible goal of starting a business feel less intimidating. So stop beating yourself up for not being perfect. Forget the pressure of instant overnight success. Embrace the power of small wins. Break down those mountain-sized goals into manageable pebbles. Celebrate each pebble collected. You'll be amazed at how quickly those pebbles turn into a path and how soon you find yourself reaching the summit. Now go out there and grab those small victories. You got this. Chapter 12. Find your why. Discovering your purpose and passion. All right, superstar. Let's talk about your why. Not the why your parents or society drilled into you, but your why. The thing that makes your heart sing, that makes you jump out of bed, or at least makes tolerating that alarm a little easier. This isn't about some grand world-saving mission, though awesome if you have one. It's about finding what truly fuels you. A sense of purpose is like a rocket booster for life. Without it, you're just drifting. With it, you're blasting off towards awesome. First things first, forget the pressure. No one instantly downloads their life's purpose onto a USB drive. This is an exploration, a journey. Think of it like a treasure hunt. You're looking for clues hidden inside you. So grab a pen and paper. Let's dig. What makes you lose track of time? What are you naturally curious about? What problems in the world really bug you? Don't censor yourself. Write everything down, even the seemingly silly stuff. Maybe you're obsessed with organizing things, or teaching others, or advocating for those unheard. Boom! Potential clues. Let's get practical. Think about examples. Remember that neighbor, Amit, who found his why in helping underprivileged kids learn coding. Not because he's a tech whiz, but because he saw the opportunity gap and wanted to do something about it. Or my friend Deepa, who turned her love for baking into starting a small business that brought joy to her community. Your why is often hiding in plain sight. It's connected to your values, what you fundamentally believe is important. Are you passionate about honesty, community, creativity? These values can guide you to activities and roles that feel deeply meaningful. The trick? Don't overthink it. Action creates clarity. Try things. Volunteer. Take a class. Start that blog. Even small steps will give you invaluable feedback. And remember, your why can evolve. It's not a fixed destination. It's a compass pointing you in a meaningful direction. The most important thing is that you're moving, learning, and growing. So get out there, explore, and find your why. The world needs it. Okay, let's do this. Get ready to power up your life by powering down. Chapter 13, Unplug and Recharge, the necessity of downtime in a hyper-connected world. Listen up, champions. We live in a world that never stops. Phones buzzing, notifications pinging, a constant barrage of information screaming for our attention. It's like being stuck in a non-stop circus, and you are the main act. Sound exhausting? It is. We're expected to be on 24/7, but guess what? Even superheroes need to recharge their batteries. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Think of your phone like a really juicy burger. You probably won't say no to a bite. That information overload is like eating a whole plate of burgers while constantly exercising and working. Unplugging isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. It's not about being lazy, it's about being smart. It's about protecting your mental health, boosting your creativity, and actually getting better results in everything you do. Burnout isn't a badge of honor, it's a sign you've been driving with the parking brake on. So, how do you actually unplug in a world that's practically glued to your hand? Here's the battle plan. Schedule it. Treat downtime like you would an important meeting. Block out time in your calendar specifically for nothing. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb, turn off notifications, and step away from the screen. Tech-free zones. Create zones in your home or even just your room that are strictly technology-free. Maybe the dinner table, your bedroom, or even just that cozy armchair in the corner. Digital detox days. Plan a full day each week or even just a few hours where you actively disconnect from all things digital. Find analog hobbies. Remember good old hobby. Paint, draw, read a real book, cook a meal from scratch, spend time in nature, or have meet up with friends. Remember, this isn't about deprivation. It's about being intentional. It's about reclaiming your attention and energy. It's about realizing that the world won't fall apart if you don't check your email every 5 minutes. It's about recognizing that the most valuable connection you have is the one you have with yourself. So go ahead, unplug, recharge, and get ready to unleash your best self on the world. You deserve it. All right, champions. Let's dive into something powerful. Something that can completely flip your script from feeling down to downright amazing. We're talking about gratitude, baby. Chapter 14. Practice gratitude, not guilt. Appreciating what you have, not what you lack. Listen, it's human nature to focus on what's missing. The bigger paycheck, the fancier car, the perfectly toned body. We get bombarded with images of what we should have. But guess what? That's a freaking trap. It's a one-way ticket to feeling miserable, because there will always be something more, something better out there. Instead, let's rewire our brains. Let's switch from the lack channel to the abundance channel. Let's talk gratitude. Gratitude isn't some fluffy bunny woo-woo concept. It's a legit superpower when you consciously appreciate what you already have. you instantly feel happier, more content, and more resilient. It's like magic, but it's actually science. Shifting your focus from what you lack to what you have actually releases dopamine in your brain, happy chemicals and all. Think about it. You woke up this morning. You can read these words. You probably have a roof over your head. You likely have access to food and clean water. These aren't luxuries, pal. These are huge blessings that so many people in the world don't have. Start there. Practical gratitude hacks. 1. The gratitude journal. Grab a notebook, even a scrap of paper works, and write down 3 things you're grateful for every single day. No excuses. They can be big things. I'm thankful for my supportive family. Or tiny things. I'm thankful for that delicious cup of coffee. The point is to actively acknowledge the good stuff. 2. Gratitude jar. Get a jar and put small notes of gratitude in it every day. At the end of each month, pull out all the notes and read them. It's so powerful. 3. Gratitude walks. When you're walking outside, actively notice and appreciate the world around you. The sunshine, the trees, the birds singing. Soak it all in. Feel the good vibes. 4. Express your gratitude. Don't just think it, say it. Tell someone you appreciate them. A simple thank you can make a huge difference, both for them and for you. Remember Ronnie? He was so focused on not having the perfect job, he was miserable all the time. One day, he started a gratitude journal. At first, it was hard, but then he started noticing little things. The friendliness of his coworkers, the fact he could walk to work, the comfort of his own home. Slowly, his whole perspective shifted. He wasn't suddenly rich or famous, but he was a hell of a lot happier. Stop comparing yourself to others and start appreciating your own unique life right now. This is your life, not anyone else's. Own it, love it, be grateful for it. You got this. Okay, all right. Listen up, champion, because this is it. The grand finale. We've been building to this moment, brick by beautiful, messy brick. This is about you. Chapter 15, The Courage to Be Imperfect. Living authentically, beautifully, and unapologetically you. Forget the filters, ditch the doctrines, and toss out the templates. We've spent our entire lives being told to fit in, to color inside the lines, to be the good boy or girl. Guess what? That's BS. Look around you. The world is bursting with color, with jagged edges, with all sorts of wonderful weirdness. Why in the world would you want to be another carbon copy? This is about claiming your space, your voice, your entire being. It's about understanding that the cracks, the flaws, the stumbles, those aren't weaknesses. They're your superpowers. They're the things that make you you. Think about it. The most captivating stories aren't the ones with perfect heroes. They're the ones where the character screws up royally, learns from it, and comes back even stronger. That's your story, my friend, and you're just getting started. True happiness doesn't live in a spotless house or a perfect career. It lives in the moments where you're laughing so hard your stomach hurts, where you're chasing a dream that scares you silly, where you're being honest with yourself and the people you love. It's the courage to say, yeah, I messed up, but I'm still learning. It's the fire to keep moving forward, even when your legs feel like lead. So take a deep breath. Let go of the need to impress. Dare to be messy. Dare to be vulnerable. Dare to be unapologetically you. The world needs your brand of awesome. Now get out there and show it what you've got. The future is waiting, and it's ready for your perfectly imperfect brilliance.